Consumers are focused on spending, and retailers need to focus on preparing for their busiest time of year. According to the National Retail Federation, holiday sales are expected to grow between up to 3.5% over last year. Joining us now to break this all down is the NRF's latest forecast, and what it means for both shoppers and retailers is Mark Mathews. He is the Executive Director of Research at the National Retail Federation. Mark, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
So, Mark, the NRF has forecasted that holiday spending is going to grow between 2.5% to 3.5% this year, with total sales expected to reach up to $989 billion. What factors do you think is driving this growth, and will it continue through 2025?
Well, first, I have to say that we need to recognize that this is an economic forecast, so it looks at a variety of economic data. Our chief economist, Jack Kleinhens, is one of the leading forecasters in the country, and has a record of accuracy over many years of making these forecasts. And what we see in this forecast is, almost a return to normal. If you look at, the pre-pandemic period, for the 10 years pre-pandemic, we had retail sales growth of around 3.6%. So this is really about, the effects of the pandemic practically disappearing, and the consumer is back where they used to be. The consumer still has earning power. Wages have exceeded inflation for a long time now. So the consumer can spend, and the consumer has the ability, especially we've seen through holidays and events this year, Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school. We've seen near record spending in all those events. So the consumer is clearly willing to go out there and spend on loved ones, and they have the ability to do so.
And it seems that retailers are preparing for this influx. In fact, NRF has projected that retailers will hire between 400,000 and 500,000 seasonal workers, slightly down from 2023. So what does this tell us about retailer confidence heading into the holidays, and how might labor challenges impact their ability to meet demand?
Well, I think it's really important to recognize that retailers have been fire tested in a way during the pandemic period. Many challenging issues across the supply chain. So, I think if anybody's ready for whatever might come during the holidays, our retailers are absolutely ready for whatever the consumer chooses to do. We definitely expect to see a consumer that is looking for promotions. They're looking for deals, despite the fact that the consumer economically is in reasonably good shape. They still feel the effects of inflation. They still feel tight in a way, and they're looking for opportunities to find things on sale and to maximize their buying power.
And you bring up a good point about how, although we are seeing inflation come down slightly, those consumers are still a little bit hesitant and become a little bit more frugal when it comes to their spending habits. So how is this impacting the overall retail sector strategy ahead of the holiday season?
Well, yeah, as I said, retailers have to be very focused on offering consumers the best deals, right? Because the consumers are absolutely out there looking for good deals. And, we have a consumer that is, wise these days. They are, wise to the ways of, finding the best deal. They all know how to search around, and, the retailers actually give them the ability to price shop and to find the best deal out there. So we expect to see the consumer looking around and trying to find the best deal that's available to them.
And now we have about 30 seconds left here. I do want to ask you, Deloitte has forecasted that the slowest holiday sales growth in 6 years. So how does the NRF's outlook compare to this, and do you see any major risks that could alter this current holiday sale projection?
Yeah, it's a projection, and it really is up to the consumer as to whether they want to spend. I think we're pretty confident that that this forecast is going to be roughly where the consumer ends up. Important to remember that there's almost no inflation in the economy when it comes to goods. There's actually deflation when it comes to goods. So the biggest challenge for retailers is actually you have to sell more of the same thing to actually make more money and to see a retail sales gain year over year. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that trend continues, and downward pressures on goods prices are challenging to our forecast, which is a nominal forecast.
A lot of key takeaways right there. Thank you again for joining us, Mark Mathews, Executive Director of Research at the National Retail Federation.